Okay, so I'm going to start off by just showing you how to do box plots on Google Sheets. And so here's the number 5 from the homework last night. All right, 20 data points. Okay. For you guys on your Chromebooks, if you just go to the bottom left corner, there'll be a little magnifying glass, and then some apps will come up. Click the one that's Drive. It's called Drive. Okay. And you should get something that shows up like this. Looks like this. Okay. And you won't have any files there, right? But you'll see this red new button right here. And go ahead and click the green app there called Google Sheets. So you go to Google Drive. You could just type in drive.google.com. That'll get you there as well. And then go to New, the red New button, and then the green Google Sheets. Lots of colors here. Okay? And you click on that. And that's the spreadsheet application for Google. From there, go ahead and type in all the data from number 5. So take those data points and just type them in on the first column there. It's fine. Get a couple of. Okay. So do this way. There we go. That way I can kind of see it. Type in 4, 15, 1, 8, 1, 27, 2, 3, 5. Let's see what else. 5, 12. Just typing them all in. Order does not matter. No. 32, 7, 31, 15, 10, 2, 34, 22, 4, 15. And we have 20 data points total, right? 2 rows of 10. And then, so you'll know you're done when you get to the 20th row here. All right, so there's all our data. In column B, I'm going to have you type the labels for the 5 number summary. So we're going to put min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. I'll give you a second to get all that in there. I'm also going to justify this or align it to the right. So I can go to more here, go to alignment, and I'm just going to make it align to the right. So I'm going to show you how to have the program here calculate all 5 of these automatically. Okay? So click on where it says min. Let me make this bigger for you. All right. And right to the right in column C. And put equals. If you want to find the minimum, you actually type in equals the min. And then there'll be a bunch of functions that show up. These are different functions that do different things. And the one we want is to find the minimum value of a numeric data set. That's what we have. So we click on that. All right. It'll make a capital and give it a parenthesis. And then inside the parenthesis here goes, well, what do you want to find the minimum of? What data? So you can go over here and you click on it and you'll see it'll outline what you're going to find the minimum of. So you want to go down and let it drag down and outline all the way through row 20. And then it'll say A1, that's cell A1, because it's A and then 1, 2, colon, A20. So that's the notation they use. If you want to find the minimum of all the data from A1 through A20, they just use a colon. And then close the parenthesis and hit enter. And then it will return the minimum. Alright, so just type that in right there. Okay? So that's what you should have for your minimum. And then you could do the same thing for your maximum, right? But instead of saying equals min, it will say equals max. Okay? Okay. And so yeah, so the answer is 1. That's the minimum. So it just searched through all 20 of these and found the lowest number, which is 1. And we can do the same thing for the max. Go equals max, right? And then there it is, max, maximum value of a data set. And then same thing, you can either outline it again, A1 colon through A20 by dragging it down, but you can also just type that in, which I'll do for the rest, the other 3 here. Okay. And now it says the maximum is 34. So I got the min, I got the max. You'll notice on the spreadsheet here, it gives you the answer, but up here it tells you the function, like how do you get the answer. All right. Now, what do you suppose you want to type in if you want to find the median? Equals, how about median? Right? Pretty fancy. So yeah, it's pretty intuitive. If you want to find the median, you type in equals median, and again, you can outline it, or you can just type this in because it's always the same data, A1 through A20. And then close the parentheses, hit enter, right? And there's the median. And if you want to find the quartiles, what do you suppose you type in for quartiles? How about equal quartile? Yeah, equal quartile. Q-U-A-R-T-I-L-E. Click on quartile. And then once again, A1, start at A1, cell A1 to cell A20, everything between A1 and A20, and close it. And hit enter, and what does it say? It says NA. That's an error. So if you click on it, it says error, wrong number arguments, quartile, expected 2 arguments. Only got 1 argument. Argument is what you type in. So we only typed in, oh, by the way, what is it missing? What did we forget to tell it? Because it's just quartile. So what else do we have to tell it? Yeah, there's different quartiles. There's quartile 1, quartile 3. So that's what they're talking about with here when it says arguments. We told them what data to use, but we didn't tell them what quartile to find. So they said they're expecting 2 arguments, the data and what number quartile, but we only gave them where the data is. So we got to go back and edit it and tell it that, yeah, find the first quartile. So inside the parentheses, just put comma and 1, and then it knows to find the first quartile, right? So you'll get those errors sometimes when you're using functions, so it's handy to know what those errors mean. It's like, well, something's missing. Yeah, 3.75. Right? And then you could do the same thing for the third quartile. Right, quartile. And it's going to be the same data, A1 through A20. And I want the third quartile, so I'm going to put comma 3. Close the parentheses, hit enter, and now I have the third quartile. So there is the 5 num sum, right? 5 number summary that you use to make a box plot. Okay? Give you a second to get caught up if you need to. Okay, so now let's actually make the graph, the box plot that goes along with this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so there's some space. First thing you want to do is highlight everything you want to put in the chart. So go ahead and highlight column B and C, just like I did, highlight it. And you can do this 2 ways. You can go to More, and there's a little chart there. You can hit Insert Chart from there. Or you can actually go to Insert and then go down. There's insert chart as well. Same thing, same icon. It's a little bit faster to get it from here. Okay. But make sure you highlight the data first, what you want to graph, and then insert chart. It's going to look at your data and say, we think you want these types of graphs with this information. Technically, for this one, we don't, so we're going to go to all the chart types. So there's different tabs up here. Go to just the middle one, chart types. All right, and scroll down here, and wait till you see one that looks like a box plot. And there it is. Now, they call it a candlestick chart. It's the same looking thing, except it's vertical. So you'll notice that the ones we made are horizontal. These are vertical. Same information goes on there. So you want to just click once on there, but when you see these little triangle with exclamation point, it means that there's some sort of error like we had before. And there's different options up here. One thing we need to do is they have everything set up in rows, but our information was in columns. So we're going to switch the rows and the columns. So there's the second box there. Go ahead and click. And then you'll see the box plot, what it looks like, show up. And again, it'll be vertical instead of horizontal, but it's the same information. So you got to click this. If you get an error on your chart, it's because you didn't click this. You got to click that switch rows columns. Okay. And then insert below. And you can resize it, and there is your box plot. So that should look basically like the one on your homework. It's just rotated. Okay. A few other things. If you ever wanted to sort the data, let's go back to column A. If you want to sort the data, you can always click on the column and it has an arrow that shows up. And right here it says sort sheet A to Z, least to greatest. If you click that, that will change the order of the data as well. Right. If what's another thing we usually find? If you wanted to find the average or the mean, we could do that as well and use the function called average. They don't have mean in there. If you type in mean, it's not there. They have median but not mean, but they do have average because those are the same thing. So there's average, right? And you can type in, once again, A1 through A20, right? And there's the mean. That doesn't go on onto the box plot, but you can also calculate other things besides the quartiles and the min, max, and median. Okay? So if you're ever doing a project in science or any class or a presentation, you don't want to have everything typed out, but then your chart is done by hand. You want to know how to make those charts so you can cut and paste them into your project, into your paper, into your presentation. Now, last thing, let's go up here to the top where it says Untitled Spreadsheet and give it a name. Call it box plot. So if you ever want to go back and look at how do you make a box plot, you have it all there. So box plot. Now this is saved on your drive, your Google Drive, your student account, and it's unlimited storage space, so you can save as much as you want on here. Right? So it never gets lost. Now the nice thing is that if you want to change the numbers, like if you want to put in number 4, you could just type in all the numbers for number 4 here, and you see that it will start changing the graph in real time. So as you change it, you can see the minimum is changing, the mean is changing. So you don't have to redo this now over and over and over for the next problem. All you have to do is just change the data, and it keeps on recalculating it as you change it, and for all the 5 points and the graph and everything. So you can go ahead and type in all the data for number 4, and you could check number 4 really fast. Okay. And for your homework today, I'm going to have you just plug in the data into this spreadsheet and just get it from here, copy down the table, the 5 number summary, and then copy over the graph from the computer. So we did it manually one night, and I want you to use the computer for tonight or today, so you know how to do both. You have to do it by manual. You could do it if you have to, make a box plot for a paper, a project in science or something. When you have a bunch of data, you could do that as well. So you know both.